Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, we got another episode of Dubcast here. We got the man, the myth, the legend. The parlay plug is in the house, live and shy.
Dash.
How we doing, brother?
Great, man. Happy to be here in Chicago with the team, Dub Club, and we're excited to get this interview going.
Hell yeah. It's great having you. First time in shy. Got you fitted out. You got the Balenciaga going. You got the chain
Light
looking
drip,
fresh.
light drip. Nothing crazy.
Oh, man. Got the swagger. Well, hey, really excited to have you on today. I know our listeners are going to be stoked kind of hearing your background story, getting inside your brain for 25 minutes to hear, your whole background story and really how the parlay plug came to be. So I'm excited to dive into it.
Yeah, sure. Let's get started, dude.
Awesome. Well, hey, just to start, I would love to hear kind of how you were introduced to sports betting in general, and then really when you really got the parlay plug stood up and running.
So basically, it started when I started bartending. Honestly, I was serving for a couple of years. My first serving job was Buffalo Wild Wings. Saw games, saw that everybody was making money off them, and I just got tired of watching people winning, and I wasn't. So it just naturally became something that went from watching it to being in the sports area, being in the sports, how do you say, the sports atmosphere.
Yeah.
Feels like, once I started bartending, I got to talk to more people, and I realized, I have a true passion for sports. Turned out, physically, I wasn't meant for sports, but mentally, I know what I'm doing. So, I started at Topgolf with a buddy of mine. We started it together. We started the name, and long story short, I was more 110% into it, more than he was. So that which led to me taking over the parlay plug, and then from there we just started.
Dude, that's awesome. And you have built a thriving Dub Club, a really, really strong community. And it lives on Discord. That's a super interesting approach. I would love to hear kind of how you found Discord and how that became your location of choice for your subscribers to hang out.
Cool. So a lot of when I first started, not like most cappers, they started on Twitter. I started on Instagram. What I saw was that on Instagram, that little story that you get doesn't really put out a lot of information, and you don't really get to give what you want them to know in such a short frame. So with Discord, you have, endless amount of characters that you can use to show what you're betting on, why you're betting on it, and so on. It gives you the right analysis, the tools, things that Instagram or Twitter will never have, when it comes to putting channels in for people to get better at betting. Channels that have tools that you don't have to use my picks, that you can use your own picks, from weather to trends to honestly anything.
Yeah, that's really one of my favorite parts about the parlay plug experience is if you wanted to, you could house all this information in your brain and just say, go take the Patriots to win, go take the Jets to lose, take, the Chiefs to cover. But instead, you are giving people the keys to the kingdom with a ton of interesting information.
Yes.
That seems to be an emphasis for you, is educating your subscribers on how to bet themselves. Is that something that you focus on?
Mainly, I focus on educating people to follow a unit system. And with that unit system, you'll come out finding out that long term, you're going to be winning. If you don't have a unit system, you're not going to be winning because you're basically betting blindly. And we don't preach that at the Parlay Plug. And also, when it comes to learning how to bet, learning on your own, we also provide you guys with AI research-based predictions, aka I'm not the only one making these picks up. There's a computer running thousands of algorithms showing you what has the best value as well.
Yeah, let's dive into that part, because there are tons of different types of bettors. You got model-based bettors, you got reverse line movement bettors, you got trend bettors. You seem to do a great job of combining a bunch of different awesome resources when you're building a slate. When you're looking at a board of a couple hundred games, how do you decide what to play, where the value is, etc.?
Honestly, it's all about the book that you use. And one thing I tell everybody, line shop. Line shop is key to everything. If you go on FanDuel, you'll find Acuna for, let's say, 2 bases minus 150. But, some books have this available in other, like Bet365, where you can find the same prop for plus 100, a.k.a. doubling your money instead of half of your money.
Yeah.
And do you want to keep on going?
Keep rolling. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, you're good. Also, what else I found in value is just not so much as where the value is. It's more of where the edge is. There could be value. There could be, let's say, Ronald Acuna, for example, to hit a home run is plus 500. Yeah, there's value there, but is the edge there? Is the matchup there? That's what I'm really looking for. I can look at a prop and say, okay, that has great value, but if the edge isn't there, I'm not taking it. And there's a lot of bettors out there that will take it just because of the value, and that's an EV better.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So the difference between an edge and value just means
you're getting a better price.
Yeah, exactly. Getting a better price, not as much juice, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And then edge brings everything into play. Weather conditions, matchups,
yes,
rest,
and
value. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I look at my bets. Everything has to have an edge. If my analysis doesn't show this play is cashing at 70% or more, I'm not going to bet it.
Yeah. Let's talk about different bet types, because you do a great job of, consistently cashing these insane lotto tickets, which I'll dive into later. And those are obviously mega long shots, but you also play these builders of, 2 minus 200 bets parlayed to get around even money and build your bankroll that way. So I would love to hear kind of what goes into a given slate with a mix of lottos, a mix of builders, and other bet types.
So when it comes to the builders, I usually focus on what the player has to do the most minimum of. So if a player could go for 4 hits, I'm taking him for 1 hit. But if I go into a lotto, if I like that player for 1 hit, I most likely like him for 2 hits or 2 bases or to even hit a dinger. So I just usually level it up. I usually ladder it. I go from builder to regular parlay to a lotto. And usually when the builder cashes, I don't have to worry about the ladders because I'm already in profit.
Yeah. Those ladders are insane. There'll be times where I'll see you put out Matt Olson over 1 base, Matt Olson over 2 base, Matt Olson over 3 base, Matt Olson hit a home run, etc. And if he does go deep that day, you cash the entire ladder leading up.
Exactly.
Plus the plus 350 bet on him to hit the jack.
And that's one thing I teach everybody is that if you're going to take a ladder, you're going to have to unit manage your system. You have to have a unit breakdown. You're going to have the first initial unit size betting is the one that if this hits, all my props can go wrong and I'm in profit. If you don't have that knowledge of how to break down, you're going to end up losing more than winning when it comes to ladders.
Fantastic. That's super insightful. Well, hey, let's dive into some of these bets that you have cashed. I mean, going through your Twitter, there are some absolutely ridiculous tickets. I'm seeing a plus 14,000 parlay on a long shot home run lotto with Adley Rutschman, Jesus Sanchez, and Shohei Ohtani. How often are you cashing these, and are there any favorites that come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, they're just. I can say I could hit one every week. I can say I can hit one every other week. It's all about picking the right guy at the moment. Every one of them has a great matchup, but it's all about chance when it comes to the home run lottos. One thing I do suggest, if I'm taking a home run lotto, that means I'm most likely like the 2 bases and the 1 hit as well. Which is why if I am cashing a home run lotto, you'll most likely see 4 other straight bets of the same parlay, the same play, just a lot less a risk.
Yeah. Tell us about that 15-leg parlay that you cashed once upon a time. That's probably the biggest one that I've seen is a 15-legger.
So that 15-legger, it was 100 to win $16,000. I was working at Topgolf at the time. That's where it all started. When I cashed it, I just went crazy. Like, I knew it was gonna happen. All I needed was Mookie Betts. It was the bottom of the 8th. Last appearance for Mookie, and the GOAT just fucking yammed it. He just yammed one to the moon, and I'm just like, oh my God, I cashed 16,000. By that moment, I knew I was gonna become who I was today, and that's
That's a hell of a start to the parlay plug.
Yeah.
That's where the king came to be.
That's where the income came from.
Love that. Well, hey, let's talk about different bet types. Obviously, we're heading into football season. We got week 1 right around the corner. What is your approach when it comes to betting football? And how does it differ from other sports? Like with baseball, I know we mix in lottos, we mix in builders. What approach are you taking during football season?
So a lot of things that I saw had success last year, which was at the end of the year, was these first-time touchdown tickets. I noticed that if you pick the right probable players or follow the script, as they say, they're most likely going to get the first touchdown. Pair that up with another guy from another team, let's say Austin Eckler, that gets a touchdown every time as the first one, you're going to get yourself a nice little plus 3,000 lotto out of the first-time touchdown. What we do is we break it down unit-wise, pick 3 guys from the football team, pick 3 guys from the same team. One of them is going to get a first touchdown. If any of them do get a touchdown, you're in profit regardless.
Yeah. That's obviously with the name being the parlay plug, that is one of your focuses is building these awesome builders or building these long shots. Are you betting sides and totals as well, or is it primarily these parlays of player props focus?
So the good thing about us is that I'm not the only one doing these bets. Yeah, I love builders. That's my main thing. But we have a bet for every type of bettor. There could be a spread, a run line, a total. If you just like betting lottos, we have a guy for that. We tend to every bettor any way possible. So whether it's run line, home run, freaking guy to get a bunt, we have it for you. You know?
Yeah, you've built a fantastic team around you. It's you obviously as the primary capper, but you have a ton of other sub cappers within the community. So if there is a day where you may be cold or things may not go your way, there's potential for everybody to profit regardless with a whole team around you. Has that been a focus of yours to surround yourself with some really strong sub cappers?
That is my focus. My main focus is building a Discord community where you can go and let's say, oh, I want to play tennis bets today. I'm going to sit here and tell you I don't play tennis at all, but I do have a capper that is exactly specified in playing tennis bets only. Or like if you guys want to play hockey, I'm going to sit here and tell you I don't do hockey, but my capper does, and he mainly focuses on hockey.
Well, hey, let's dive into, we talked about the 15-legger that you cashed. Obviously, there's some heartbreak with bad beats when you've done this for as long as you have. Are there any bad beats where you've had a 10-legger or some crazy lotto that's come down to one last leg and you haven't gotten across the finish line?
I mean, it's happened to me so many times in baseball, and it's not even that the guy didn't perform. It's more of it just hit the fence. It's people getting 400-foot bombs and hitting fences where that really breaks my heart. Or having a 2 total bases prop and seeing the guy walk 3 times.
Yeah.
That is just disgusting to me.
Horrendous.
The rules are what it is, but they got to change it somehow.
One of my favorite memories is we were on a call. You had reached out about getting together and going over some growth techniques and stuff like that. And we hop on a call and you go, hey man, I got this bet. Hold on one second. And you had bet on Austin Riley to hit a home run. Matt Olson did a home run, and I think you had Shohei as well. While we're on the call, Riley goes deep.
Riley does go deep.
And then also while we're on the call, 10 minutes later, Matt Olson goes deep, and we are going absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, that was a great day, honestly. Yeah, it's like I said, it's all about having the edge. If I see a pitcher giving up a bunch of home runs or the weather's not in their favor, I'm going to bet those 2 guys, or I'm going to bet a specific 2 from the same team to tackle that pitcher. That also goes into like RBI props, which is an amazing, like right now RBI props are it,
Yeah.
When it goes from laddering from 1 to 3, usually if a guy's getting 1 RBI on a hot team, they're usually going for 2 or 3 more because of how hot the team is.
Absolutely. Baseball is so momentum driven that it's like, okay, guy comes up in his first at bat and gets an RBI base hit. He has that confidence. He has that swagger. Is more than likely going to get a hit later in the game as well. Has there been a team that you've been primarily riding as of late?
It's the Braves. Braves all day. You can literally put a bet on Braves over 4.5, Mookie 2+ bases, and you would be up insane units for the year. Close the phone.
All right. Well, I've had a pretty tough season betting baseball, so I think that's going to be my go-to the rest of the way home. Well, hey, you are approaching 1 year at Dub Club. It's been an honor and a pleasure getting to work with you and be a partner of yours. How has Dub Club kind of changed your experience or helped benefit you over the course of the last year or so?
Dub Club made me take my business more serious in a ways where I was brand new into the game. Not to discredit any other companies, but I started at LaunchPass. 3 months in, when I saw like there was traction going, I was doing good. LaunchPass decided to deny my payments, and that's when I really started to saddle down and be like, okay, this isn't working out. I need to find somewhere else. Found Dub Club. They gave me all of the tools and resources. I basically never have to worry about third party or anybody stopping my payments. The best thing I love about Dub Club is they're every week or every 2 weeks, they're constantly asking you, hey, let's run a certain promo to get certain subscribers back. Let's run an email blast. Things that I wouldn't regularly do on a day-to-day basis that you guys take care of, and I absolutely love that.
Absolutely. I mean, you truly are one of the great guys in the industry. We want to help you in any which way we can, and you've been very receptive to feedback that we've given you on hopefully how you can help grow and make more people profit. I mean, over the course of your time at Dub Club, there have been thousands of people that have become profitable sports bettors as a result of the work that you're doing. So I know there are a lot of people out there thanking you and a lot more profit to be made this football season. So I can't wait to be tailing, and thank you very much for coming to the office today.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dash. Thank you, Dub Club.
Money.